welcome back. This is Jeremy here,
And it's your boy Gio.
and today we're doing something a little different. I know most of the time we are doing fairly random stuff, and this is no different. But today we're actually playing a game,
Like a game.
like a game. Yes, we are going to be doing a one-shot, one-player campaign of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm gonna be the DM for this, or the Dungeon Master for those who are not aware what that term means. So I'm gonna be running the campaign, and just I'm sort of the overseer, but everything that happens is gonna be based off what Gio's decisions are within the realm of this game.
Yep. And this was my first time playing D&D as well, so on occasion we're gonna have little breaks where Jeremy explains certain mechanics.
Yep.
And such. Basically, my only prior experience to D&D, just like everyone else in the whole fucking world, is Stranger Things.
Now, before we get fully started, the big thing about D&D, and it's kind of dependent on who's the dungeon master of the game, but the better the players describe their character's actions, or the better they roleplay the character, they might get easier checks on some skills or harder checks on some skills. Just depends on how things go, but it's very dependent on the ability of the player to be the character as well.
Alright, so without any further ado, you ready, my dude?
I'm ready when you are.
Let's do this, and if we're lucky when you do figure something out, you might have a change to the original background music that we always do. Instead of the cool little like Coachella type techno stuff that we usually have, we may or may not have medieval music going on in the background.
Well, those were just test noises. I didn't want you to know the type of background music that's going to be playing until you're actually in it.
For sure. However, whenever I do actually edit some music into this,
maybe, yeah, true, that's fair. Alrighty. So before we get fully started, let's introduce your character. Do you have a name for your character?
You know, I do not, but I'll just come up with something on the spot.
All right, let's hear it.
Let's just call him the Shade.
The Shade. All right. So your character, the Shade, has just gone off from a long day of work. You are a gnome, right? Yeah, you're a gnome. You got off work.
I thought it was like a elf halfling.
You're a halfling. That's my bad. It's been a hot minute since I looked at your character sheet.
Fair.
Like, other than sending it to you, that was the last time I looked at it. I better bring a copy of yours up so I can look at it as well. Alrighty. Your halfling character just got off a hard day's work. Spending some time at the tavern with the boys, just having a good old time.
Hell yeah.
You start heading back home. A gentle rain starts falling. You finally get back to your house. Everything is nice and kind of relaxing. The exhaustion starts weighing on you heavier and heavier. You take off your daggers and lay them on the nightstand. Crawl into bed and fall asleep. You're laying there, deep in sleep, until all of a sudden you're woken up by a scream. There it goes. You startle awake. You recognize the sound as the voice of one of your nearby neighbors. What do you do?
I investigate that noise from a distance.
You walk over to your window facing the house that you heard, facing the direction that you heard the scream come from. Do you have some kind of dice program to roll dice?
I do not. What's a good website for that?
Just search up like D&D dice roller or something like that.
Am I rolling a D20, D6, D12?
You're going to roll a D20. You are going to be doing a investigation check.
Alright, let's roll. My first roll was a 16.
So go back to your character page for a moment.
Alright, character page. I'm on it.
So on the characters page, look at your skills list. I told you were doing an investigation check. You see the skill that's specifically investigation?
Yes, I see you.
All right. So you see how it has a +5 next to it?
Yes, I have a +5 for investigation.
Yes. So whenever I ask for a skills check, when you roll the d20, you will add or subtract whatever the bonus is for that specific check. So in this case, you do investigation with your +5 for you. So your total would be 21 because you said you rolled a 16, right?
Yes.
All right. So your investigation was a 21 in this case.
Nice.
Yes, very good. As you're looking through the window over at your neighbor's house, you see that everything is dark. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the house. No windows were broken. You can't really see the front door from where you're at, so you can't really tell if there's anything wrong up there. But from the side of the house, you can see nothing seems wrong.
I would like to do a search around the perimeter then.
So you'd like to leave the house and walk around the perimeter of the neighbor's house?
Yes.
Okay. You walk outside. The rain gets a little bit stronger. You walk around. You still don't see any signs of breaking in or any kind of damage to the house. Do another investigation check.
Alright, I got a 14.
+5?
Makes it 19.
Okay. While you don't see anything strange on the outside, against one of the windows that seems to be on the inside is a handprint that slowly drags down to the bottom of the frame.
Is this a 2-story or a 1-story home?
1 story.
There's just a handprint with a hand slowly scraping down from the frame.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds kind of sus.
From the inside.
From the inside.
Yes.
That sounds kind of sus. Is it possible to enter the home from a different window?
You go over to another window, attempt to open it, but the window is locked.
Without fully entering this home, I want to check every single point of entry.
Okay. All the windows seem locked, but the front door is partially unlocked. You can turn the door handle, but you can't seem to push open the door.
Open the door handle, but I can't open the door. Would I be able to go from a distance, but still close enough within range, and fire like an arrow or shoot like a rock at one of the windows that isn't the one that had the handprint on the inside?
Yes, you can absolutely do that. Okay, so for the window, do you want to use a short bow, or do you want to use your bow and arrow, or do you want to try to find a rock?
Let's try and find a rock. You know, that's gonna be harder to trace.
Okay, so you find a rock and pick it up. I need you to roll an attack. So roll a d20, and then you'll add 7.
I rolled a 13, so make that a 20.
All right. So you throw the rock, and it shatters a window. The window is now open. Oh, by the way, if you ever roll a natural 1 or natural 20, let me know.
Got it.
Okay. But yeah, so the window has been shattered. The window is now open.
Window is now open. From that point, I want to try pushing open that front door with all my might.
Okay. I need you to do just a straight strength check. So roll a d20, and you'll add your strength modifier.
My strength it's 18, but it has the +4 on it.
So you add the +4. That's your modifier.
Got it. And I had rolled a 9.
So 13?
Yes.
You lean your shoulder against the door and try to shove. You hear something squeak on the other side, but the door doesn't open.
Let me circle back around to that window and jump inside.
Roll an acrobatics check.
That is a 16 with a +4, 20.
All right. You successfully jump through the window, and you safely manage to avoid stepping on any of the glass from when the window shattered in. You are now inside your neighbor's house.
It looks like I don't have any candles on me. Do they have a candle in their home that I can light?
You do have a candle. It's in your backpack.
Got it. Let me light that sucker up.
You also have a lantern, by the way.
Let me use that instead then.
Okay. You light your lantern using 1 flask of oil.
Lantern's lit.
Lantern is lit.
Let's see what's at the front door.
You walk up to the front door and you see an armoire just sitting in front of the front door. The front door of it slightly creaked open. It's partially pushed away from the door from when you tried to push it earlier, but didn't fully move it out of the way.
I want to investigate every room in this home in order to find said body.
As you turn away from the armoire to start searching, you feel something grab your shoulder, pull you back, you hit your shoulder on the armoire, the center part of the armoire, and then all you see is darkness. All of a sudden, the lantern that you took with you, it started glowing and glowing and glowing. And you can all of a sudden see that you are suddenly in some kind of cellar chamber.
In a cellar chamber now?
Yes, you are in some kind of cellar-looking chamber. You should be able to see where you are with the screen share now. So within this map, are you looking at the screen right now?
Yes.
Okay. Within this map, each of these squares count as 5 feet. Your movement is only 25 feet, so you can move 5 blocks at a time. However, you also have not as an action during a turn. You can use a dash, which doubles your movement speed, but you won't be able to do any other actions that turn.
Got it.
Okay. Right now, you don't have to worry about that too horribly much, because you're just getting into the area. So you land inside this chamber, and you start looking around a little bit, and all you see are stone walls. What do you do?
I want to investigate the perimeter of this dungeon, feeling the wall in case I find some piece of loose rubble.
You rub your hand on the wall. You don't feel anything particularly loose, but some dust falls away.
I would like to advance and walk and investigate more of the dungeon.
Up ahead, you see a door on your left.
I want to try to inconspicuously check out the handle on said door. See if I can open it.
Okay. Roll for stealth.
I rolled a 10. And I also have a +7 for stealth.
So 17 in total?
Yes.
You successfully sneak over the door, try to jimmy the handle, but it doesn't seem to move. That wasn't supposed to happen. Ignore the scream.
So I was able to wiggle the handle, but it didn't open.
Correct. Off in the distance, you hear a moan off in the distance that seemed to come from echo from further down the hall.
Huh. Let's go check out where that moan is coming from.
You come up to another door on your left. You listen carefully. The moan seems to come from even further down.
Huh. Before I continue towards that moan, I want to try wiggling this door as well.
Okay. The handle wiggles, but the door does not open.
Onto the moan we go. That one sounded kind of erotic. I hope I got a good time waiting for me.
You see the end of the hallway and one final door at the end.
Let's investigate this door. Try to wiggle that one open too.
The handle turns and you successfully manage to push the door open. So the door is now open, but you can't really see into the next room. There's seems to be some sort of magic preventing light from continuing in.
Am I able to counteract this
No.
this magic? I can't?
No, you will not be able to do that.
Huh. I assume if I light my lantern, nothing would happen then as well?
Well, your lantern's already on.
Ah.
That's the only reason why you can see as much as you can right now.
Let me check out more of this room.
The room that you just opened into?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if I can't see, then I should at least one be able to see what's near to me.
You step inside. At the very edge of your distance, you see something.
Let's creep towards it.
You slowly creep towards it. You see a woman chained against the wall. It doesn't seem to be your neighbor, though. As you're standing there, she suddenly kind of notices the light. She looks up directly at you, eyes widened in fear.
Let me approach her and ask her some questions.
As you get closer, you notice her hands are shackled to the wall behind her. As you get closer, you kind of hear her whispering, "Please, please help me. Please, please. He's here. I don't know where. Please help me. Please, please."
Who is he?
I don't know who he is. He's trapped me down here, and I've been here so very long. Please, you have to save me, please. I'm so scared, so very scared.
Does he make any noise when he's around?
He just sort of shows up out of nowhere. I don't know. All I know is sometimes I hear him humming.
Did he come from the direction that I came from, or from that other door on the other side?
As she opens her mouth to start speaking, from all around you, you just start hearing la 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 la. Her eyes widen and she starts shivering and shivering, and she says, "He's coming, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Run, run, he's coming." Out of the corner of your eye, you see what looks like a purple portal slash its way open against the far wall.
I want to jump back and either hide myself or arm myself.
What do you want to do?
Let's attempt to hide.
Attempt to hide?
Yes.
Alrighty. How do you want to hide?
Can I make it to the door that I came in from fast enough? And peep through the doorway?
Roll a stealth check.
Ooh. Okay. I rolled a 20 and I get a +7 for stealth, so 27.
You rolled a natural 20?
Yep.
Okay. You easily skitter away. Nary a sound leaves your feet as you quickly turn the corner. I'm going to have you just by the door because you said you're peeking in, and I don't have it set up to where light goes into the room. So, but you are on the other side of the wall. So,
Got it.
as you're standing there, peering in with, do you still have your lantern on?
That sucker is off.
Okay, you turned off your lantern. You hear footsteps. You hear a voice. "Hello, who are you talking to? Has someone else entered my world? Has someone else slipped through the crack?" You just hear soft whimpering. You can't really see anything. You just hear footsteps continuing around. I wonder if this person is still nearby. You slowly back out of the door, further into the hallway. You turn around, and there's someone right behind you all of a sudden. Whoosh. "Hello, little rabbits. What are you doing here?"
Came here to see what's going on. First thing I did was check out my neighbor. Now I'm here. What's up?
"Oh, you're the one who slipped through the cracks? Welcome. Glad to have you here."
Who are you, and what do you want?
"Oh, just want to play a game."
Hmm.
Would you like to play a game, White Rabbit?
If that game involves me defeating you, then sure.
Ah, silly rabbit. You think you can beat me? In my world? How amusing. I'll tell you what. Let's make a deal.
What is your deal?
If you win, I will let the other one go. If you lose, you'll have to play again. What do you say?
I'd say counter offer. If I lose, I work for you.
Silly. Don't need anyone to me. I have people slipping through all the time. What do you have to offer that I can't already get on my own?
I am really good stealth-wise and gathering information. I could always scout out your next prey, give you a good couple of options, and tell you their routines, and let you know when's the best time to grab them, so no one could ever suspect a thing.
Oh, silly rabbit. People slip through the cracks on their own. I have no need to hunt them outside of this world. They come freely to me. All this is a game. And you either play or you never leave.
Alright, you drive a hard bargain, but let's play your game.
I love it. Now, I only have one more thing to say to you. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw. So roll a d20, and you'll add your wisdom modifier.
I just rolled a nat 20.
Damn. You see his eyes go deep black, his teeth seemingly razor sharp, the claws on his hand starting to glisten, and you just hear him say, "Run!" But you are unaffected by his fear. And then he disappears. All of a sudden, you also feel magic rush out from the spot. You hear latches out in the distance tumbling and locking and unlocking. Things have seemed to have changed in other parts of the dungeon.
Let me go back and find the chained woman.
Okay. You still don't have your lantern out, so your vision's really obscured, which may or may not be a good thing. We'll see. So you're back at the chained woman.
Got it. Is she alive?
Yes, she is alive.
I want to turn my lantern back on, and I want to attempt to free her.
Her shackles are magically enchanted. You cannot free her from her bond.
Huh. In that case, let me go back to that primary hallway that I was in and check out those two doors.
Okay. Do you want to dash down, or do you want to try to be sneaky?
Can I do a sneaky dash, like ninja foot style?
You will need to make 2 stealth checks.
So roll d20 2 times.
Yes.
My first one was a 13. My second one was a 15.
Okay. Yes, you managed to successfully dash to the very first door you came across. Now, I'm going to need you to make an initiative roll. So roll a d20.
Damn, that was a 5.
And your initiative bonus is +4.
Alright, make that a 9.
Alright, what do you do?
I want to try open one of those doors that were locked before.
The first door opens easily. You can't see into the room because, again, the magic is blocking light from entering.
Does my lantern still work?
For now,
Let's check this room out.
you enter the room, and immediately you walk into a dense fog. Even with the lantern, your vision is incredibly obscured. I just realized I left the player screen in the wrong area. That's my bad.
Let me check out more of this room.
Okay. You still can move 20 more feet. So how would you like to move?
Let's follow along that wall.
Okay.
Oh, I see a door.
Make a perception check.
That was a 14 and I have a +7, 21. Let's go.
As you're standing in that corner, from behind you, that seems to come from the long hallway you originally came from, all you hear is what do you do?
How close was that noise from the door?
You don't know. It just sounded like it came from the hallway. You don't know how close or how far down the hallway it was.
I want to try to open that door on the other side of the room.
Get up to the door. You manage to push it open a little, but something seems to catch it on the other side.
Then let me back away from that door, and it looks like I can travel. Is that like a little hallway nearby? I'm gonna try to travel down there.
Straight south?
Straight south.
Okay. So that's 25.
Is it possible to arm myself?
Yes. You can arm yourself with a short sword.
Short sword in one hand and lantern in the other?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Alright. As you're standing there, you hear... I smell you. Your turn. What do you do?
I'm going to say slash do nothing, and I want to hang out in that east corner.
So this corner?
Yes.
Okay.
More so, I want to have myself pressed up against that wall and kind of like sneak over and kind of like peek through that corner of the wall. That's north.
That's a fully fleshed corner. It was not easy building this map. So that's a fully fleshed corner. It's not like a crack in the wall.
Oh, I can't like peek my head around that corner or anything?
Oh, like peek around. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I understand. So like right here, I'm peeking around the edge of the...
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that, but you see nothing. The fog is still incredibly thick.
We have thick fog. I can't see much. He can smell me. I want to know if I can try to rely on my sense of hearing as opposed to my sense of sight.
You definitely can. That'll be pretty much be constant perception rolls, like almost every turn.
In that case, since we're dealing with fog, you know what? Let's go balls deep. Let's fully pop back out from around that corner and check out that room. See if he actually is in here with me.
Okay. You fully pop out from around the corner. You do not see any silhouettes in the fog.
That other door that was nearby, the door to my west.
Yep.
I want to try to run up to it and push it open.
Do a strength check.
All right. That is D10. What's my strength? 4 plus 4, so 14.
You dash across the room, shoulder barge right into the door. You hear something crack, and you fly right through. That was 25 feet of your movement. All of a sudden, you hear, "Well, well, well, that was a mighty loud bang." All right, what do you do?
Totally forgot I risked giving my position away. Let me investigate this room. Is it as foggy as the previous room?
There's no fog.
Let's go into this room then.
You go deeper in the room and you see a table, and that's about it from your current vantage point.
Let's check out that table.
All right, you're up at the table. You see a bit of scattered papers, a few claw marks on the wall.
What's on said papers?
Most of them seem to be just gibberish, nothing of real interest. But there's one with very quick scrawling. I finally figured out how to get him away. I found something deep within the chambers. Something that seems to be holding him here. If you only... And then blood splatter across the rest of the page.
Something is holding this entity in this chamber. Let's exit back into that main hallway.
You're currently out of movement. You can technically still take an action to dash. But keep in mind, you don't know where the enemy is. You still haven't had any visual on where they are. Do you want to take that chance?
I am not going to take that chance.
Okay. As you're standing by the table, you hear someone go. You hear a gentle rap, rap, rap. Anyone here? And that is all you hear. What do you do?
Is that a lantern by the table?
No, that's a barrel.
I stay at that corner, like peeking over that corner.
Peeking around the wall?
Peeking around the wall, yes. And still tightly gripping my sword.
You peek around the corner and you see the entity by the door you came through.
Did he see me?
He didn't. Make a perception check.
I rolled in 11. What's my plus 4 perception? 7, so 18.
You can't tell if he's noticed you or not. You don't think so, but can't be certain.
Then I circle back to the other side of the wall, and I'll play the waiting game. I'll wait it out.
Okay. You just hear a and all of a sudden he pops right around the corner. You should turn off your lantern, and he slashes at you. Ooh.
I don't like that sound.
So for his attack rolls, he rolled a natural 20. So that means he does critical damage. He hit you for 6 HP.
So my current is 37.
He turns the corner, and all of a sudden you see him smiles as he brings his clawed hand down, scratches you right across the chest. What do you do?
Let me dodge.
You want to prep a dodge action?
Yes.
Okay.
So I rolled a 10 on that.
So you roll for dodge. That's just an action you ready. So that means when till your next turn, the enemy has disadvantage on any attacks. So that was your action to take the dodge action. You still have 25 feet of movement. You cannot do any other actions this turn.
I can't do anything else.
You can move, that's about it.
Let me try to run around him.
Run around him. Alrighty. So by running around 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, you can get about here.
And let me dash my way to...
You can.
that.
Well, actually, yeah, you can, because since you did a rogue, one of your abilities is called a cunning action. So you can take a dash as a bonus action. So every combat, you technically can do 2 actions. 1 regular action and 1 bonus action.
Let's do that bonus action. Let's dash on out of there.
Alright, so you have another 25 feet. So 5, 10. As soon as you start leaving his reach, he is going to take he's going to do a bonus action to try to attack you as an attack opportunity, because you were leaving his range of attack. So 2 rolls. What's your armor class? What's the AC?
Light armor? Question mark?
So on your page, you should see some around where your walking speed is that says armor class. And it should have a number in it.
Oh, 15.
Okay. He slashes at you. The claws clip the edge of your shirt, but it does not actually hit you. 20, 25. You are out in the next room. You're back in the fog. Alright, that's the end of your turn. Now it's his turn. You see him burst in the fog right behind you. You can't escape me that easily. And he is going to try to swipe at you again with his claw. He still gets disadvantage because of your dodge action. Because of the fog, he widely misses you down to the left. Your turn.
Let me try to piece on out of that room.
Which way? Back the way you originally came, or down the other hallway that you didn't go down? Because there's another part of this room this area you haven't even explored yet.
There's another part of this room?
Yeah, like when you walked in, you saw it briefly, but you didn't really pay attention. You saw this little crevice here.
Yeah, let me check out that hallway.
As you're exiting his range, he's going to take another attack of opportunity on you. But he's no longer at disadvantage because you did not take the dodge action. So he hits, and he hits as you're leaving. He scrapes you on across your arm, dealing 4 damage. You can't escape that easily. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You've gone 25 feet. You still have an action, and technically you can dash as another bonus action if you'd like.
Let's do some dashing.
Okay. So do you just want to do the dashing as an action, or do you want to do it as both an action and a bonus action?
Both.
Both? Okay.
Yes.
So 5, 10. You have another 40 feet. You are now out... No, you're not quite out of the fog yet.
Let's continue on forward.
15, 20. You are now out of the fog. Your lantern is allowing you to see more again.
Let's head towards that hallway.
You have another 30 feet.
To
20
the hallway we go.
15, 10, 5, 0. You're out of movement, and up ahead you see a door and an open doorway.
Let me raise my sword up, like in a kind of like block-ish position.
Yeah, you can have your sword ready. Yeah, it's not gonna really help you much, but yeah, you can definitely have like it held in a defensive manner.
Yes, that's what I was looking for.
Hello again. You really need to work on running quietly so you're not as easy to track, White Rabbit. He points one of his clawed fingers at you, and he just sort of twists his hand while saying, "I'm for you." And he has cast Hexblade's Curse on you.
Blade's Curse.
You don't have access to that because you're a rogue, but...
What did his curse do to me?
So your character won't know this, but I'll tell you what the Hexblade's Curse is. Once per short rest, as a bonus action, choose one creature you see within 30 feet to curse for up to 1 minute. Against the cursed target, you gain a +4 bonus to damage rolls, score a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20, and you regain 7 HP if that creature dies. There's no way for you to counter it.
Can I try to attack him?
You're going to try to attack him?
Yes.
Okay. How would you like to attempt to attack him?
I want to try to at least get one slash in with my sword.
So you want to get close to him and attack?
Okay, I still have the lantern in one hand, so I don't want to risk dropping everything to use my bow and arrows. I'm gonna risk it.
You're gonna risk it?
Let me try to I want to try to put my sword away. And hit him with a singular arrow.
Okay. Roll for an attack. So roll a d20 and then add your hit modifier. It should be next to the weapon you're using.
Okay, so I rolled a 5 with +7.
So that's 12.
Yes.
Your arrow whizzes straight at him, and he cuts it in half with one of his claws. You can do better than that, can't you? What do you do?
Any possible way I can try again, but this time setting...
No, you already used your action.
Shit.
And you can't use your bonus action to attack.
Let me dash away then.
Dash away? So you're going to use your dash as a bonus action?
Yes.
Alright, so you have 50 feet. Are you going to do this stealthily?
I do.
Roll a d20 and add your stealth modifier.
7 + 7, that's a 14.
Alright. You have fairly quiet footsteps as you're running away. 5, 10, 15, 20. You have another 30 feet. The only thing you currently see is a door.
Let's head towards that door.
5, 30, 35, 40, 45. You're at the door.
Can I open it?
Yes, it opens easily.
Let's get in that room.
Alright, you are in that next room. Do you want to do anything else?
Let's see, I think I see a door in this room and looks like a hallway.
Yeah, don't have any more movement. You just came through a door.
Did I close that door behind me?
Alright. You close the door, roll a stealth check.
9 + 7, that's a 16.
You successfully close the door quietly. Alright, that's the end of your turn. You just hear a soft little on the other side of the door. What do you do?
Let's investigate that door up ahead and see if it opens.
Alright, the door opens easily.
Let's go inside.
Alright, you are inside the room.
I see a hallway. How much more movement do I have?
5 feet.
Let's use that 5 feet, and I'm gonna try to do a stealth dash through that hallway.
Okay, roll for stealth.
That was a 19 with 7, 26.
Alright, so that gives you 30 feet of quiet stepping. So 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, it's just barrels in that room?
Mm-hmm.
Let's hang out right there in that little like den looking ish area, like between the barrels, and let's turn off the lantern.
Turn off the lantern. Okay. You turned off the lantern and you're sitting amongst the barrels. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
You're quietly sitting in a corner in practically absolute darkness, and all you hear is, "Where did you go, White Rabbit? Are you behind door number 1? or door number 2. And I think that's where we're going to stop for today.
That was getting pretty stressful, not gonna lie.
You always have to leave with a cliffhanger. So, for your first little bit of a foray into D&D, what do you think so far?
It's pretty fun.
Uh-huh.
It's very interesting, like how in depth you have to be, like, as a storyteller to create like
The world.
and like these campaigns and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm. You have to be a pretty good storyteller. I'm not that great, but I feel like I'm decent enough.
For sure. What else? Also, damn, like having to like realize that like so many mechanics have to go on at once with stealth and strength and all these constant rules, paying attention to a character sheet.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm really glad you did not choose a caster class, because that's even more work.
Oh god.
Yeah. Anyone who's listening who's never played D&D before, I highly recommend not going with a spellcaster class for a first-time playthrough, unless you really like incredibly complicated stuff, because spellcasters get complicated quickly.
I can imagine, like, what would they have to do? Like, roll for the damage of their spell, roll for the area of effect for the spell, and all the other stuff, or
not that insane. But so, as an example, your opponent, which, by the way, do you enjoy how the opponent I have given you?
This is a pretty interesting opponent, and for those of y'all listening, we've been using like a Jaren's been using like a little like screen share thing to kind of actually show me like a visual representation of everything going on, and the icon he chose for my opponent is the man of my dreams. Mr. Fred Krueger.
Hey, it had to be done.
It had to.
I feel like a first foray into D&D, your first like big boss person had to be an somehow connected to an icon for you, just to make it that little bit more enjoyable.
Literally, the moment I saw that Freddy Krueger icon show up, I was like, hold up, what the fuck?
Anyway, but as an example for spellcaster extra work, the area effect isn't rolled. However, all spells have a chance of having 3 different components of verbal component, somatic component, so verbal as in a spoken word, somatic as in a movement, and then a material component. So you need something to put into the spell. Materials aren't normally that hard. Like most of the materials are fairly common and incredibly cheap. Like you can buy a bag of materials for pieces of silver for the most part, other than some higher end spells that require like a super specific item that's a specific amount, at least a specific amount of money. And then you get into your spell slots. As you level up, you get access to stronger spells, more spell slots, but you only get so many spell slots per long rest. For example, your enemy is part spellcaster, and they can cast 3. They can cast 3 first level spells. After they cast those 3, they can't cast any more until they take a long rest, which is like a full 8-hour rest. So spellcaster had to balance the spells they have, use the big spells for when they're absolutely necessary.
Jesus.
But me and my dumb self, my first character was a spellcaster, and I loved it because I love overly complicated stuff. But it's obviously not for everyone. Now,
yeah, I'm glad I kept it simple.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we'll decide later on if we want to continue this, or if this is going to be like if we want to do multiple little parts of this until this campaign's done one way or the other. That's going to be for later. If we do decide it, I recommend looking more in your inventory and what abilities you have, because I helped you out a little bit with some of your things. Technically, since most of this was in combat, you shouldn't have been able to open and close doors on the same turn, because interacting with objects counts as an action.
Got it.
But in this specific scenario, I'm like, this is a little bit more challenging because the boss is kind of strong. So if it comes to like door interactions, I'll give a little leeway with those kind of things. But most everything else is going to be by the book. But don't forget, everything in your inventory is stuff you can use to do things. Such like, small example, you actually have ball bearings in your bag, which you can use for distraction purposes, or maybe possibly causing someone to slip, issues, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. You just have D&D is all about the creativity of the players, But I think, like, for a first little bit, I think you did excellent. You made some good judgment calls. You made some judgment calls. But I think for a first time you did very well, and I think that if we do end up continuing this, it's going to get very interesting.
Jeez. All right. On that note, I think it's time to end this episode.
I completely agree. We've been recording for
like an hour and a half.
Well,
everyone, that was, I guess you can count this our first like special episode of Chaos Crew.
Absolutely.
Well, everyone, this has been the D&D special of Chaos Crew.
Glad you could stop on by, and hope you learned a few things, and maybe it inspired you an interest in D&D that you might try it out yourself someday. Either way, we appreciate you guys stopping by, and until next time, stay chaotic.
Peace!